Good evening, Vargheists. I am just using some Citadel Biel-tan green shade. It's like a stain or a wash on these Vargheists. Get a little water on my brush from my makeshift wet palette. And I've already done this one, so I'm pretty happy with them. Unless I see a place where I really missed, probably at this point pretty much leave them alone. I think I'll go under his armpit a little bit. I don't know what this brown is. It's maybe some kind of crazy glue that they used that didn't hold, and I had to repair it. And maybe I'll go a little bit underneath his thighs. But that's probably all I'll do. I shook this previously. So we'll consider that one done. The one that I did on camera took the longest. I probably have maybe an hour into painting these things, and I'm really happy with them. So I'll probably go places that the dry brush didn't reach that are still gray. Mostly. But I'm not going to touch the wings because I want the wings to show through gray. I don't want them to be dark green. I'm probably not at a good angle to see it. I watch my videos, and if you can't see anything, I won't show it. And instead of being a show video, it's more of a tell video. Now I did paint these other two with dry brushing the same way as I described in Vampire Counts 5. If you were one of the people who watched it, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Especially want to do, and Whoever painted the zombie dragon did such a good job. I want to make these little joints darker. Yeah, that's really turned out nice. I'm just shaking it so that a little gets up on that cap, and I hope I don't spill this in bed. That would be really bad if I do that. Be very unhappy. I got a little bit more of the dry brushing on the wing supports than what I want. I'm kind of compensating. I'm not going to do all of it, but I'm going to do the outside of the wings, the part that really shows the most. Down in the recesses of the muscle, just to give it more contrast. I don't really see the connections between the different bones on this, and it may be because I didn't prime this, and they might have primed it kind of thick. Or whoever molded it just left that off. When you rescue models on eBay, it gives you like license to complain about how the person did it before you, right? You don't have to take full responsibility for how it turns out. Can really bring out the musculature in these legs with this. put a little green on his face, but I actually kind of like it. It kind of brought out the details. Color isn't exactly right, but remember I'm going to spray this with iridescent over the top too. I just have to decide on the color. Whatever color I pick, I want it to be good for both the Vargheists and the zombie dragon. This is the one I painted with Arteco paint, and I really like it. If you're a beginning painter and you haven't bought much paint yet, lucky you. You can check out Arteco paints through Amazon, and they're really awesome, and they're really cheap. You can just mix any color you want with them. Yeah, that brings out his facial features nice. Yeah, those joints look very distinct now that I put some of that on it. Little shade can be a real magic trick. But I like to paint it on very carefully. I don't like to put a lot of it on. I haven't been happy with the results when I've done that. So I like to apply it really carefully. We'll take one last look at this guy, and I'm going to bring out a little bit of detail in his face. Yeah, that looks nice. It's not a bad option to painting the eyes. Is to just go in the face and make it a little darker with stain. So that's pretty much what I'm going to do. I don't like that rock quite as blue, so I'm just going to go over that with some stain. One thing that stain works really good on too is it kind of reactivates the paint. And if you want to get the paint off, if you put some stain on it, it isn't very hard to get it off. Yeah, that really brings out that leg. Sorry, my wife's got the TV on in there. That's why I'm in here in the bedroom. So I apologize for all that background noise. Especially works good in places where you missed painting underneath to kind of fill in the details. It'll be good to for filling in details, places that I missed, and tying it all together when I do the iridescent. So I try to stain more at the bottom than I do the. But I think these guys are really coming around. And remember that these three were painted, albeit I didn't assemble or prime them. I just painted them. But all three of these were painted in probably less than an hour each. Probably this one took an hour. Turned out the least good. These took much shorter because I knew what not to do for one thing. And I was just practiced at it. I think I'll get the edges of the arms a little bit on this one. Pretty scary looking. Now, if I wasn't trying to copy the zombie dragon, I probably would have went with like a flesh color and a white. And I don't think they would have turned out as good if I would have done that than they actually did. So I'm really happy with the colors. This one was painted with the second darkest color in the teal flexible triad, and then the lightest color for the dry brushing in the teal triad. I got this wrong in the other video. This one was painted with the darkest color in the teal triad, and I didn't like it at first, but after highlighting and everything, I really like it now. And then the second darkest color in the, or second lightest color, and see, I almost messed it up again, in the teal triad to do the dry brushing. This one was painted with Arteco paint. I talked about the color P, I think it was like PH something or other. And then I used the Viridin green mixed with white to do the highlighting. Turned out really nice. I was going to, sorry for bumping the camera, I was going to just do the Viridin green without mixing with white, and it would have been too dark. I wouldn't have liked it. So I'm glad what I ended up going with. And you can spend as long as you want doing the shading. Putting multiple layers to make it darker. If you're using a real fine tipped brush like this and just being very specific where you put it, it's really hard, kind of hard to go wrong on it. You're probably going to like the results pretty much. And remember, this is a good way to remove paint you don't like too. Works real nice for that. You can cover over paint you don't like. You can actually remove it too, because it causes the paint that's there to kind of activate again. So the next video, that'll be Vampire Counts 7. This should be Vampire Counts 6. Will show me out with the airbrush using whatever iridescent paint I pick. I want to get 2 colors that go along with the color scheme of this and kind of tie it into the other Vampire Counts if I can. To spray these with iridescent, and it'll also help tie the piece together to anywhere where it wasn't painted. And that's about it. Thank you, Vargheists. Sorry for reaching across.